What's going on, guys? Welcome into another episode of Bulls Latest. It's your host, Matt Johnson here. Got a great show on tap for you guys today. I want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. And guys, take advantage of the offer that Underdog Fantasy has for you guys. You get $75 free in bonus bets after playing your first $5 today. Scan the QR code, guys, and get in on the action. I'm telling you, basketball season is in full throat now. The All-Star game is just right around the corner, which means there's going to be a lot of meaningful basketball on the stretch. Hit that QR code. Take advantage of all the offers that are in there. There are plenty of them. After playing your first $5, guys, that's $75 in bonus bets. Just click that QR code above and you get started from there. I want to start my show today, guys, recapping the Bulls' monster victory over the Clippers at the United Center on Tuesday night. 138-110 was the final. This was a monster offensive output for the Chicago Bulls. We had many guys reach season highs in total points, and they were just shooting the lights out of the basketball. Kobe White tied his season high with 27 points. He was 6 of 10 from three. Matas Buzelis added 21 points in the win. Vooch had 19 points to go along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And then Ayo Dosunmu continues to be a monster, and he continues to skyrocket his trade stock as we near the February 5th trade deadline. So Ayo Dosunmu, in particular, 18 points, 7 of 10 shooting. He was 4 of 5 from 3, so he contributed to a huge 3-point output for the Chicago Bulls team in this monster victory. Trey Jones had his second straight double-double as well. 15 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. The team had 25 three-pointers. That ties a franchise record, guys. The Bulls made some history on Tuesday night against the Clippers. 25 three-pointers. I mean, it was ridiculous. As it kept creeping up towards that number, you were just like, when is this team going to miss? How many are they going to make? Are they going to break the record? They end up tying the franchise record with 25 threes. So if you're a Bulls fan, can't ask for much more with your second straight victory there. They dominate the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday night at the United Center and then come out on Tuesday here at home as well without Josh Giddey, mind you, and absolutely pummel the Los Angeles Clippers. So another huge result for the Chicago Bulls team. Let's see if they can roll that into Thursday's monster matchup in Minneapolis against the Timberwolves at the Target Center. I wanted to jump into, guys, Zion Williamson. Now, this is a guy I've talked about in joining forces with the Chicago Bulls, and that opportunity since my show began back in May, it's really starting to gain some steam, and there's rumors out there that have confirmed, actually, I don't even call them rumors at this point. It has been confirmed that the Bulls and Pelicans have discussed a trade centered around Zion Williamson. It's unclear who's involved or what it will take. This deal, is something that I think has some real legs here. I think it's a guy who, if you're in New Orleans, no matter if it's Chicago or anybody around the league, they're going to have a high asking price for a guy like Zion Williamson, although there's been so much uncertainty and so many levels of his game that he has not reached the peak of, that kind of warrant a little bit of concern if you're these other teams, and that could work in the favor of somebody like the Bulls here, and they can try and package a deal that makes some sense there without having to go too far into their pockets to get a guy who just hasn't lived up to the hype to this point. So we'll have to see what that's going to look like as we near that February 5th trade deadline. I have to imagine they're going to ask a ton. So we'll see if the Bulls are willing to kind of really go deep here on a deal and try and hit a home run with a guy like Zion. So I know he would be a fan favorite. He's really fun to watch when he's healthy and when he's right. But we'll have to see what things look like for this Bulls team as we progress through the next couple of weeks here, guys. So jumping into the Underdog segment today, guys. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats, like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, guys, I'm looking at the Pacers-Celtics matchup and selecting Derek White higher than 17.5 points and Jay Huff of the Pacers lower than 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists there. Take advantage of that QR code, guys. Click that QR code above on the page there. You can join through that, and there are plenty of offers in the platform for you guys. Lots of great action if you don't want to take a look at that Celtics-Pacers matchup. But I'm looking again at Derek White higher than 17.5 points and Jay Huff lower than 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists there. I just don't know if Jay Huff's going to be involved enough to hit that number in this matchup against a Celtics team that really knows how to lock down, key opponents there. So, and then Derek White always has the ability, especially against this Pacers team, to really go crazy. I think there is a possibility that Derek White goes off in this one. So higher than 17.5 there. Let me know what you guys think in that one. So lots of great matchups out there. Again, click that QR code. Join today, guys. There's so many good promos running on Underdog Fantasy right now for you guys to take advantage of at this point in the NBA season.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
Jumping back into things, guys, I want to talk about, since we're just a few weeks away from that trade deadline, all of the activity that's surrounding the Chicago Bulls team. The Bulls are said to be, and they're going to be, I should say, very, very active. Lots of players that could be on the move here. Multiple reports have confirmed that the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I put this in one of my shows a while back, guys, a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month now, but the Minnesota Timberwolves are confirmed to be very interested in Coby White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Tre Jones. And again, the T-Wolves, for what they're looking at right now, and the Bulls will see them on Thursday night on the road, so we'll get a first-hand look at this team up close, but they have a star guard in Anthony Edwards, and his supporting cast of center Rudy Gobert and forwards Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid are locked up for at least the next 3 seasons. They have been shopping, though, for a combo guard, like I talked about a while back here, to play off of Anthony Edwards, especially in the fourth quarter of games. And I think that is what they're looking for to take them to the next level here in terms of what they're going to be able to do in a loaded Western Conference, guys. So this would be a very interesting team to kind of hook up with if you're the Chicago Bulls to kind of make a deal. I mean, there are 3 guards here that they can pick from. We'll kind of have to see which ones draw the most interest for them. Again, the Bulls play in Minnesota Thursday night. That's their next contest. So they could get a nice close look at what they could be interested in this matchup with the Bulls there. I mean, you look at all 3 of those guys, I hate to say it, but, Coby, Ayo, and Tre Jones would fit awesome in that system. I think they would really provide a boost for that team. So it's going to be interesting. I think that all 3 of those guys are going to be heavily talked about, not just in Minnesota, but all around the league. I think all of them have a lot to offer a playoff contender, and not just a playoff contender, but a team that's looking to contend for a championship right now. And I just don't think the Bulls are at that mark right now. So anything's on the table, especially if AK and that front office for the Chicago Bulls can muster up and get something in return that's too hard to turn down. I mean, we'll have to see what goes on here, but guys, there is going to be a lot of buzz going on with the Chicago Bulls team, I'm telling you, over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned and stay updated. I will give you guys as many updates as I possibly can. And then finally, I wanted to just cap off this show, guys, with, and I'm not sure if we caught it, but I have not thrown it in my show yet. It has been confirmed just a day or two ago now that Warriors superstar Jimmy Butler has indeed torn his ACL. They are intent on not trying to trade his contract before that February 5th deadline. So it sounds like the Warriors are going to try and hang on to his deal. What a big blow, though, to a veteran-heavy group. I mean, they're a team who at the tail end here of the Steph Curry era there, we're trying to push for one more championship. This all but sets that aside. Now it closes that window this year on that. I just don't know what other moves they can go and make to be competitive in a Western Conference without Jimmy Butler now. And to make matters worse, a guy I've talked about a ton dating back to the summer, but Zion Williamson. He's a guy not Zion Williamson, Jonathan Kuminga. My bad, guys. Jonathan Kuminga is a guy who has requested a trade out of Golden State there. And that's just, he's so fed up with the way Steve Kerr has run things, and he has not, I think he hasn't played over 9 minutes in a game in a long, long time. So there's something crazy like that. So Jonathan Kuminga is going to get a ton of minutes. That's the funny part now with Jimmy Butler going down with that torn ACL. I mean, so you got a disgruntled Kuminga, Jimmy Butler going down, Steph Curry. I mean, it's a mess over there in Golden State. So keep an eye on that. And then finally, I know this is not so much outside of the Chicago Bulls, but the Bulls leads NBA news because he's a big time piece to this Bulls team, and they could be getting him back Thursday. The Bulls remain optimistic he can return Thursday against the Timberwolves. So not only will the T-Wolves be locked in on those three guards and Trey Jones, Ayo Dosunmu, and Kobe White, you're probably going to get Josh Giddey back in the fold. So I'm really excited for this matchup on Thursday at the Target Center in Minneapolis against a really good Minnesota Timberwolves team. That's a great test for this Bulls organization at this point. The Bulls playing some really good basketball of late the last few times out. So a good test nonetheless. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's show. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. Do you want to see the Bulls truly take a stab at Zion? I know I've talked about him a ton in my show, dating back to the start of it back in May. But, is he realistic? Do you think the Bulls can come up with a realistic offer? Do you think the Bulls are really going to trade one of Kobe, Ayo, or Trey Jones that easily? It'd be hard to see one of those guys go. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he would. They would fit very well in a contender's system. It just would be hard to see those guys be, on the move because of how big of an impact they have here on the Chicago Bulls organization. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Bulls Latest. Again, hit that QR code up above, guys. You can join Underdog Fantasy today. There's so much action to take advantage of, so many different markets. I think Underdog Fantasy is the place to play. It's such a fun platform to be a part of during the heart of the NBA season right now, guys. So take advantage of that. Hit that QR code above. Again, I want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video, and we will see you guys next time.